Prince Harry will speak out against Kate Middleton in memoir, sources claim. Prince Harry says he and William wouldn't be estranged if Princess Diana were alive. Donald Trump's griping about evangelical disloyalty was an order to get in line, opinion. Israel's Netanyahu fires cabinet ally, heeding court ruling. King Charles will likely do something decisive to put the Prince Harry drama behind him.
This is breaking news.
I'm Erin Burnett in Washington.
Prince Harry will speak out against Kate Middleton in memoir, sources claim. Prince Harry's debut memoir, Spare, is dropping on January 10th, and apparently he's not holding back when it comes to his brother, Prince William. According to sources who spoke to the Daily Mail, the brothers' relationship hangs by a thread ahead of Spare's publication, while a source tells The Sun that at the heart of this book lies a sibling rivalry between little brother and big brother. It will reveal Harry's bitterness and feelings of unfairness that by the nature of hierarchy and birthright that he always played second fiddle to older William, The Sun source says. The falling out is to be covered in the book in detail, and what aggravates is it's not an outsider revealing these private moments, it's Harry giving his one-sided account of family affairs. Harry and William were meant to stick together and support each other. When it comes to King Charles, the source says that Camilla is Charles's red line. If Harry trashes her, then Charles could pull the plug, and Harry knows that. Harry had a difficult relationship with Camilla, who had an affair with his father when he was still married to Diana. But attacking Camilla would not go down well among palace staff or his father, and Harry is aware. Meanwhile, a source told the Sunday Times that the book will also take aim at Kate Middleton, saying, "Generally, I think the book will be worse for them than the royal family is expecting. Everything is laid bare. Charles comes out of it better than I expected, but it's tough on William in particular, and even Kate gets a bit of a broadside." The source added, "There are these minute details and a description of the fight between the brothers. I personally can't see how Harry and William will be able to reconcile after this." Prince Harry says he and William wouldn't be estranged if Princess Diana were alive. Prince Harry doesn't think his relationship with brother Prince William would be as broken as it is today if their mother, Princess Diana, were alive. The Duke of Sussex sat down for a conversation with Stephen Colbert on Tuesday's episode of The Late Show, upon the release of his highly anticipated memoir, Spare. "If your mother were still alive, do you ever think about how she might handle this moment?" Colbert asked Harry, referring to his estrangement from the Prince of Wales. "We wouldn't have got to this moment," Harry replied. "It's impossible to say where we would be now, where those relationships would be now, but there is no way that the distance between my brother and I would be the same." Colbert then asked Harry if he ever calls upon his mother for help or thinks of the advice she would have given him. "I've said quite a lot recently in different interviews that I've really felt the presence of my mom, especially in the last couple of years. And I detail in the book my brother and I talking at her grave and how he felt as though she had been with him for a long period of time and helped set him up with life and that he felt she was now moving over to me," Harry said. The prince notes in his memoir that he has felt his mother's presence more than ever since he married Meghan Markle and left the monarchy, and it has reassured him that he's on the right track. He even compares his wife to his mother, saying Duchess Meghan shares the late princess' compassion, empathy, warmth, and confidence. In Spare, Harry also writes in length about how difficult it was to cope with his mother's death, and how for years, he tricked himself into thinking she was not actually gone, but had instead gone into hiding to protect herself. And to get closure on her passing, which took place when he was just 12, he drove through the same tunnel where she died. Donald Trump's griping about evangelical disloyalty was an order to get in line, opinion. In politics, if you're looking for something, you'll find it. Washington's news speakers and opinion talkers have been searching, since last year's congressional elections, for evidence underscoring the suspicion that, for the Republican Party and the criminal former president, the thrill is gone. Specifically, that Trump's relationship with white evangelical Protestants, the hardest of his hardcore supporters during his presidency, is soft. The occasion was his appearance Monday on Real America's Voice. The evidence was his mewling about white evangelical Protestant leaders, who have been withholding support, he claimed, for his third run for the White House. "It's a sign of disloyalty," Trump told the host, David Brody. "There's great disloyalty in the world of politics, and that's a sign of disloyalty." Read more. Trump could end DeSantis' presidential hopes with a series of surprising attacks, analyst. If you're looking for something, you'll find it. For Vanity Fair's Caleb Akarma, Donald Trump's deathless remonstrations were enough to suggest that several high-profile evangelical leaders and activists have signaled that they want a new standard-bearer to lead the Republican Party into 2024. Monday's complaint about disloyalty has been taken to mean there's a growing divide between white evangelical Protestants who labored to bring down Roe and the president who made that Gothic dream come true. But just as possible, Trump's remarks could be a warning. The interview brought up Robert Jeffress, the Texas pastor whose sermon at Trump's inauguration focused on the moment when God chooses a leader. According to the Religion News Service, Jeffress will endorse Trump only if he wins the forthcoming Republican primary race. "That's a sign of disloyalty," Trump said. "Thing is, he never asked for it." Jeffress said evangelicals would ultimately coalesce around him as the GOP nominee for 2024, and I would happily and enthusiastically support him. Jeffress hopes, however, that Trump doesn't think of me as being disloyal for not volunteering a primary endorsement he has not requested from me. In that hope is a recognition of authority. If you're looking for division between Trump and white evangelical Protestants, you'll find it. But what you've really found is a Republican leader ordering the hardest of his hardcore supporters to get in line. There can be only one. The idea, popular among news speakers and opinion talkers, that the thrill is gone is made possible by Ron DeSantis's inborn talent for getting attention from the right-wing media apparatus without drawing Donald Trump's ire. Businessweek's Joshua Green summed up the DeSantis formula: use the media to create a cultural imbroglio that outrages liberals and that is Trump-adjacent but features himself, not Trump, in the role of alpha male. The DeSantis formula is giving Republicans, who desire victory more than they desire owning the libs, the impression that the Florida governor is a viable option. The problem? The formula is, nearly all of it, a media fiction. If you're looking for something, you'll find it. Larry Hogan, the former governor of Maryland whose name comes up sometimes in conversations about the 2024 presidential election, told CNN's Jake Tapper that sure, DeSantis is great when he's on Fox. Would DeSantis be good at reaching out to the middle? Tapper asked. He hasn't done it so far, Hogan said. He's done a good job of getting on Fox News, and he's capturing a lot of attention. He's doing well with the base, but he's going to have to figure out a way, if he wants to have a political future beyond Florida, to appeal to a broader audience. If you're looking for something, you'll find it. Republicans who desire victory more than owning the libs appear to be looking for viable options. They have searched and they have found Ron DeSantis. But DeSantis might not be what they're looking for, because they are looking for an alternative alpha male. Great, there's just one problem. For Republicans who desire victory more than owning the libs, the midterms demonstrated conclusively the liabilities of Donald Trump. These Republicans tend to be older, more educated and richer. But the rest of the party never got that memo, wrote Alex Theodoridis, a political scientist at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. His new poll shows that the GOP base, its floor of less affluent and white working-class voters, has yet to fully receive the post-2022 midterms memo about quitting Trump and his election denialism, and seeing him and his ilk as an albatross fettered to the party's electoral fortunes. Professor Theodoridis said only 10% of Republicans blame Trump for the party's lackluster midterm. They attributed that to old standby rationalizations, like media bias, 30%, and voter fraud, 21%. Would things be better if Trump's